Okay, to the tax-paying citizen, American citizen, driving is not a privilege, it is a right. Okay, I know that the terrorists posing as government and their little militarized police forces and their corrupt law abusing judges and secretary of states and driver's license appeal divisions have all brainwashed themselves with their power drunkenness to believe otherwise. But they have no more right to indefinitely revoke your driver's license like they've done me for 32 years now. They have no more right to do that than they do to take and indefinitely violate your rights to freedom in this nation and incarcerate you indefinitely. Just gonna lock you up until you obtain approval. It's like they have the right to suspend your right to drive for a fitting amount of time that fits the law. Okay, just like they have the right to suspend your rights to freedom and incarcerate you for a period of time that fits the law. The punishment must fit the crime. Okay, but this shit that they're doing to me, this is illegal. Okay, they never had the legal right to make marijuana illegal. That was a rich terrorist, passive terrorist, on the Forbes Fortune 500 / passive terrorist list, like the DuPonts and people like that. They wanted to force market chemicals, the pharmaceutical companies, the bankers. They're all a bunch of passive terrorists. It's like all these freaks got into power over America and ruined the laws. Now, I'm engaged in a battle to try and repeal Michigan Law 257.303. Okay? I need funding for that. I need lawyers. I need people to help me combat the corruption. Okay? I've got a P.O. Box 105, Grayling, Michigan 49738 for those who want to help out. I need help with funding for various other things, housing funding, funding for my meds because they only pay for their sources of man. They won't cover my marijuana, even though that's what works to keep my cancer at bay and to keep my rage issues at bay and to keep my blood pressure down and stuff like that. It handles all the things that their pills won't handle, you see. And they don't want to own up to that because the doctors have been engaged in this psyops against marijuana because they're afraid of the government, you see. The terrorists posing as government. They're not real government. Real government would want you to have marijuana first. They wouldn't have their hands in the pockets of pharmaceutical companies to manipulate their decisions on what's safe for you. They would want, instead of vaccines, they would want you to give your child some marijuana. That's real government. If there was real government, okay, they would want you to herbally medicate your kid. If there was real government instead of these treasonous traitors, there would be no worries about the vaccines being poisoned because bugs like Bill Gates that got too much power and money and all these Monsanto freaks, they'd have their money taken away from them for being open freaks. They're the ones who's going to be culled from the herd due to their intent. Right? So, it's like if there was a real government, we wouldn't have the poison food right now. If there was a real government, we wouldn't have weird projects and experiments happening that are endangering all of us, including our planet. You see? So there's no real government. There's bugs controlled by shitworms run amok in power. Okay, they've been sabotaging God, Christ, and Lucifer from the get-go, from the very beginning. Lucifer was able to keep it he was able to keep it under wraps a little bit, keep it in check when he had an interdimensional past and he was here on Earth. But when 2,000 years ago, when he got taken out of the way and he no longer was interdimensional, he was stuck there with God and Christ to wait out the scanning process, a 2,000-year scanning process, of premonitions of existences, right? He's no longer allowed to manipulate. But the shitworms, they're part of this device we're in, this mechanism we're in. And they don't know they don't exist, so they're angry. They don't got bodies. They can't fuck the women, so they're gonna sabotage everything. They try to possess people. When they do, you have all these demonic possessions. Demons are man-made entities. Okay, the devils, the real devils, have bodies. They're the fallen angels. They were taken back. In the days of Noah, those who wanted to survive. They'll be coming back with Lucifer when he comes back here pretending to be Jesus Christ soon, right? Yeah, I get off into this every video. I don't know why. Just in case it's the only video you see, you got a little bit of truth of what your reality is, you know. But you're nine dimensions in on a 12-dimensional spirit scan. You see, you don't really exist yet, but you think you do. You think you can get away with shit because lightning didn't strike you, you know, when you did evil. You don't realize that even your thoughts are being recorded. All your thoughts, deeds, and actions and misdeeds and your omissions is like, you know, your words are recorded by your spirit memory and the spirit memory of all those around you. And it's non-tamperable, non-deletable. You know, if you negatively affect somebody with your decisions or your actions, that their spirit memory is attached to you. It's non-tamperable and non-deletable. You can't get out of it. So killing the witnesses does no good because you can't kill the witnesses. The witness lives on. It's in the spirit memory. Okay? And that's the most important thing. Because if you live to be 100 years old, you're only here a maximum 2 hours. All right? 1,000 years here is as one day back home with God, right? So, you know, you're not here long enough to warrant some of your behavior. Like these bugs that are in power. That they think they can get away with afflicting God's end-time elect. Well, there you go. Your intent, right? Your intent derailed your money train. You were going to take God's end-time elect money. Yeah. Their intent. You know, it's like they've got these false flag alien things about to happen now because they've been wanting to blame the aliens. You know, they're the scapegoats for what they've been doing secretly, right? You know, and it's like, no, it's not aliens. It's entities pretending to be aliens, right? Under control of lower grade, lower caliber spirits that are no more than part of a mechanism. You know, that to properly describe them, you would have to call them shitworms. And look at how people act when they're under the influence of these shitworms. Just look at Chris Seeger, the substance abuse counselor that gave me her you know, a legal diagnosis of marijuana dependency. That's like saying I'm dependent on Tylenol 3s or oxycodone or Valium, you know, or something else that the doctors got me on, okay? You freaky, lying, fucking monster bitch, you cartoon monster-headed monster. Yeah, horrible, evil, fucking monster, fucking shitworm control, fucking stupid, psyops believing bitch. Now you see how the doctors are paying. Obamacare dismantled the healthcare system. That's what you get for rolling with monsters. When you roll with a monster and they're done fucking everybody else through you, then they get you. You see? Let there be a lesson to you, doctors, quacks, and government minions disguised as doctors. It's like if they're not admitting that marijuana has healing qualities far beyond all their pharmaceuticals combined, then they are minions of the government and quacks, you know, or quacks, or both. You know, I mean, if they don't know that marijuana is more powerful and more beneficial than their whole refrigerator full of pills, then they're retarded. Okay, God warned of these days. These days would come. All them other things have side effects you can't deal with. What does marijuana have? Well, if you abuse it, you'll end up with COPD. Yeah, or some other lung-related shit. But you're not supposed to abuse shit. If you abuse chemical drugs, you end up dead. So it's the same difference. If you abuse alcohol, you end up dead. It's the same difference. But they want to act like, oh, because marijuana has a side effect. Well, none of the side effects are as deadly as the other shit. And you don't see people on marijuana going around killing people. I know they're trying to false flag it, and oh yeah, somebody before he killed somebody drank him some liquor and smoked him some weed. Well, if the weed had been more powerful than the liquor, he would not have killed that person, because marijuana does not have that. You know, it doesn't have that thing in it that makes you want to kill. It actually has a thing that inhibits you and makes you not want to do evil shit. Okay, so if you're under the influence of only marijuana, you're not going to do evil shit. Unless you're controlled by a shitworm and the shitworm's trying to make you make marijuana look bad. then by all means, you're going to do some evil shit and attribute it to, oh, I smoked some weed and it's all I did. Yeah, I'm so weak. You were weak before you smoked the marijuana, bitch. Don't lie. You were going to do that shit with or without the pot. So suck my fucking dick, bitch. Yeah. It's like, so what's God charging them for the oil that they've been acting like it's their oil? There's no oil barons in the real version of this shit. Look what they do. They throw the planet all off balance. They, 100 years ago they had electric cars and shit, and they were working on building hydrogen powered cars and water powered cars. And the government, the terrorists disguised as government, squashed all that. Okay, because they wanted to invade countries and take their oil and trade blood for oil. You see? It's like it's a big game to them. Okay? So they force market oil, and there's not going to be no gas cars in the real version of this shit. There's not going to be no nuclear power. Nobody that helped them create any of this bullshit. None of the scientists that helped do this shit graduate from here because they empowered all the wrong entities, and they created a playing field that is slanted for all the wrong entities. It benefits all the wrong entities. It's not supposed to benefit them rich, retarded fucks that can't get enough no matter how much you shove down their fucking throats. Okay? It's like they're not the ones who are supposed to be benefiting here in these end times. So it's like when Lucifer gets here, that's going to get changed. They ain't a hole deep enough for them bitches to hide in. They can buy all the hideaways they want. They can go try and hide in space. But the fact is, if you're worth more than $420 million, you're in default. You are in violation of the glutton cap. Okay? There's a glutton cap that got created when the terrorists stole the gold and created the Federal Reserve and created a money system where every dollar has to have every quarter so many pennies got to be paid on that dollar for it to maintain its value. And then the terrorists took in and controlled their little marionette bush to give tax breaks to them so that they didn't have to carry that burden anymore. So, and try to transfer it to the poor people, which they couldn't carry it if you took their whole goddamn paychecks. Okay, so it's like, there you go, terrorists. You're worth more than $420 million. You're a fucking terrorist. Fuck you. You participated in terrorism. You own an insurance company. You're going to benefit from Obamacare. You're a motherfucking terrorist. You're a mass mugging monster fucking goddamn evil fucking terrorist. Yeah, granted, the doctors needed to fucking have the fucking wind taken out of their sails. Stop fucking rolling with monsters against marijuana. What God said is given by him. And he warned that they would make it illegal and they would make all their sources of man legal. Well, they've been doing that for 100 years now. It's time for that to stop. By any means necessary. Yeah, it's time for you to wake the fuck up. They never had no legal right to make marijuana illegal. They don't have a legal right to just take you and indefinitely lock you away. The Patriot Act is an illegal bunch of bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's just some shit that some terrorists wrote. It has nothing to do with real Americans, and any American that they use it on envelops them in more curse batches per molecule that they negatively affect, per penny that they cause them to lose, etc. Just like the Obamacare fucking package costing them $900,000 per penny that they think to take from the Americans. There you go. Now, you see, if I was underhanded as these motherfuckers right here, I'd just go kill me an illegal immigrant and take his identity. Yeah, and get me a driver's license and just go on with my life. Act like I didn't do nothing wrong, because that's how they roll. They just trample any American people they want to accomplish their shit. They've given Muslim Islamic infidels, pedophilic little baby-raping, guy-hating motherfuckers, woman-hating motherfuckers, more rights in America, a Christian-made nation, than the Christians have. Ain't that about a bitch? How dare you as a Christian to go try and rape a baby in fucking the name of God, Allah. You won't get away with it, but there's Muslims doing it every motherfucking day. Got their little child brides 10 years old with their legs spread, boy. Nasty shit. Yeah. Motherfucking illegal immigrants got more rights than you in your own motherfucking nation. Yeah, they can go do anything they want here. They're not held accountable by the laws. You can't even fucking get behind the wheel after drinking 2 beers. You'll be fucked. And they'll be trying to violate your rights, calling it a privilege like they did me. Yeah. So just keep acting like it's never gonna happen to you. You'll see.